Hi and welcome to FANatics. We had so much to talk about when it came to film and television in our community last issue that we're back for more. So let's get started. We talked a lot about film in our last issue of FANatics, but I want to learn more about TV and TV production. So let's go to Morgan's class.
Most of what I teach here at Fanshawe has to do with live multi-camera programming. I have been working in live television for 30 years. So to be in an environment like this with the equipment that I have, it's really exciting for me to be able to pass on everything that I've learned, as well as all the mistakes I've made. I'm never afraid to share with the students mistakes that I've made along the way because I learned from them to become better. And that's what I want the students to get from this too. I think one of the most challenging things for this program is trying to follow the industry that tends to do more with less. I want my students to be able to feel comfortable taking on any role because you need to be flexible so that you can feel like you can apply for any job, because students will often have aspirations to be a director or a camera operator, and those are all great things to want to be, but you have to work your way through the industry to get those opportunities. And even though they might have those dreams, the fact is that they might have to take an introductory job to be able to realize that dream someday. In September, it's a combination of scary and exciting. We have a fully equipped television studio here with 6 cameras and all of the control room equipment that one might find in the industry. And they'll look at the pieces of equipment, and some of it can be pretty intimidating.
One thing I've learned from this program in particular is that coordination and teamwork is very important to make sure you actually get it down, because if you don't have good teamwork and coordination, you aren't going to be able to have a good set, you aren't going to be able to have a good production.
My background outside of school was audio, so learning the video aspect was a learning curve, but really good.
The profs are amazing, and they teach us everything we need to know, and they're really chill. Like, I was intimidated at first coming in thinking, I really gotta lock in, this is gonna be kind of hard, but everyone's really nice, and it's always a good time, and you are serious when you need to be serious, but we can also have fun, I really enjoy that.
I took this program because in high school I had an amazing teacher, Mr. Brower. He pretty much guided me into finding the best kind of post-secondary that had the same kind of style of course that I was taking in high school. So we had TV, we had film. So then Fanshawe was just literally the best transition from that. So it was pretty cool that it was so compatible with what I was already really passionate about in high school, so I could just keep on going smoothly from that. But definitely the collaboration that we have with each other, and we just learn new positions all the time. It's you don't stick to something for longer periods of time.
I took this program because I really like movies and TV and like to work in the industry. I hope by the grace of God I become a director someday. I've learned discipline, honestly. You gotta swallow your pride and accept that you don't know stuff, and you just have to learn and experience, and sometimes early before I work on a shoot, they tell me you're gonna do lighting. I sometimes book the lights out the night before and work on that.
I would always love watching behind the scenes and seeing how everything went down and how the beginning to end, it was just super interesting. And well, for this class, I think that just the overall communication, having to be super linked with everybody, knowing what's going on when and how we're going to kind of finalize a certain look for certain things, and just kind of being all on the same page, kind of finding that communication there. That's kind of been one of the most interesting, I think, things. And there's also so many roles as well. There's so many people, so many things going on at once that it's it's a little stressful at first, but then once you kind of get the hang of it, learn everything, it's you're kind of on board, you're all set.
I try to keep it fun. I try to keep it simple so that they don't be afraid to make mistakes, because I encourage them to learn from their mistakes.
How do you feel as a professor when you see maybe that student who was petrified to press the buttons suddenly really loving that position on crew?
Oh, it's really satisfying when you can see a student have that aha moment where finally they just either get their position, or maybe not the technical aspects of that position, but how their role fits into a crew. And, I think that whether students are wanting to take television or film as a field of study, I try to make it broad so that everything that they learn in my class will apply on any set, no matter where they're going.
Everybody knows you as the guy who tells dad jokes. Do you have a good dad joke?
Yeah, I like inserting dad jokes into the scripts. Usually when the students aren't ready for them, I just slip them into the teleprompter so that they read them cold. It's kind of a fun icebreaker. And yeah, I get known for being the guy who has all the dad jokes, but I think they enjoy it, and I enjoy doing it too. I was on my way to school today, and a cow started shouting at me and insulted me. How dare he? I don't often get to find out where my students go after they graduate, and so it's always a nice surprise when I find out that a student has gone to a particular station or network or sports broadcast, and they still remember things that I had taught them, especially about cable wrapping properly.
Well, this is Hamilton Prop House. 2019, we took the space. It was a banquet hall, right? Originally, way back, it was the Empire Theatre, like at the turn of the century. So you're looking really at, this is where the screen would have been, right? And this is kind of the downstairs, and then upstairs is the balcony. We had a kind of prop shop that was burgeoning from Digital Canaries, and here we are. It was founded on the basis of sustainability, right? So we didn't actually want to use too much stuff that was new, so we started sets from people taking old sets, because basically the film's just bin it, right? If they can't sell it, or they can't reuse it, or there's not another season, or they don't know there's another season, they just bin it. And those that are at the end of season, they just bin it anyway, because you can't do anything. The film has to have a close point, right? And at that point you have to get rid of anything. They can't have any debt afterwards because it closes, right? So they put it in the bin. Some stuff we sell, right? Most stuff we rent, and changes all the time. We don't really know, right, what's going to be here. So every time you come in here, it could be different couches, it could be different stuff, right? It moves around, but certainly you can buy it. We also post stuff on Marketplace. We have a store that we're opening. You'll be able to do it online and buy it. Same for rentals, but absolutely. So most of this is from movie shows. We don't actually know everything, because there is so much stuff that comes from movie shows, but we've got things like the pillars from Designated Survivor. The train got used by a great show called Run, and Sarah Paulson was in that. This painting on the wall here is a replica of something that's in the Senate office, and it was used again for Designated Survivor. It was somewhere in the White House or one of the offices. Every single shelf in here was built from discarded wood from Man in Toronto. There's stuff like the Best of Miniatures is over there. We'll have stuff from Blown Away, which is a great glassblowing show from Netflix. There'll be stuff from the Drink Masters show. All these tables here are from Lost Girl. Silent Hill, got lots of Silent Hill stuff. Got some big inflatables. We got the rabbit costumes. The horrible monster costume over here is one of the monsters from Silent Hill. Got a whole bunch of those costumes. Could keep going really. Tons of clothing gets just binned, right? So we've acquired a whole ton of clothing, and we have over years. End of kind of line wardrobe, and some of it's great, some of it's wonderful, some of it's not so wonderful, right? Some of it needs a bit of rework. So we started this thing a couple of years ago called Upcycled Avery, and the idea is that we just sort these clothes out that are usable, right? They go in the store, we wash it, we clean it, we check it, we sell it online, right? And we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we can rent as well, like police outfits and all that sort of stuff. You come in and you like this space, and you say, I like it, but I'd rather have this couch over here, or I'd rather have this kind of books here, or I want to have this lamp. So you can So, a few hours every month, you can say, okay, I'm going to do this. If you're having a meeting with someone, you can change it, right? It's kind of like the ability to, make a little we call them cine mini sets, but you can make a little mini set and it can be your thing. So you can rent lights, right? And really you just bring in your camera, and if you're, most people are shooting on their iPhones, right? So you can probably, get away with just bringing your iPhone and we've got everything else. Changes all the time. We don't really know, right, what's going to be here. So every time you come in here, it could be different couches, it could be different stuff.
It is the exciting world premiere, 10 years in the making, of Nintendo 64 Quest. People have been asking us literally for a decade, when are you going to follow up the original film Nintendo Quest? The answer is today. World premiere at London, Ontario, Historic Highland Cinema.
We were just saying, we spoke to you about 10 years ago at the con for the first time, and here we are again in our home of London, Ontario. We're super excited and nervous.
Well, 10 years after the first NES, the first original Nintendo, the N64 came out, and it felt like, hey, 10 years after our first film, maybe this should come out too. Also, Nintendo Quest, we discovered an entire community out there, right? It was about the people, and there was no console that really personified community more than the N64. 4 native controller ports, your buddies on the couch, Friday nights, it was heaven.
It's always strange. There's a lot of me on the screen, so I'm kind of nervous, but very, very proud of what we put together, and I think you guys are going to love it.
You don't get to make films every year and get to have them make their world premiere in your hometown, so it's really cool to bring the ultimate 64-bit road trip to our hometown.
Nintendo64Quest.com, and actually tonight, not this will help the broadcast, but we are selling Blu-rays and DVDs of the entire series.
Well, we come up here because FANatics. This is where FANatics originates, and this is a pilgrimage. All these people, all these Troma customers, all these people. It's all about the FANatics. Most people they like to talk about philosophy, Schopenhauer. We do a little interpretive dancing here. A touch of Walt Whitman. And naturally, the maple sugar industry here in Canada. It's very, very important to us in Tromaville.
This is what people come and talk to you about.
Well, you would think the Toxic Avenger, or the fact that I have 2 seconds of screen time in the Guardians of the Galaxy, you'd think that would, or maybe Return to Nukem High, or Return to Nukem High, aka Volume 2. Currently in movie theaters. Just played the Carlton in Toronto. They had to add a show. Unfortunately, it wasn't our movie, but so what? No, the Return to Nukem High, aka Volume 2, did so well that Carlton added shows. I get stopped quite a bit, and being a narcissist, I think it's, you want a picture of Lloyd Kaufman, and then as the person in the airport talks, I realize they think I'm Mel Brooks. And I have to kind of go along with it. By that time, I'm afraid because they're such fans of Mel Brooks.
It's just wrong. They want to speak with you.
No, I'm helping to keep the reputation. I'm doing Mel Brooks PR for him.
What have you got coming up for your fans?
Well, right now we're going to be making a movie this summer. If any of you out there want to be in a movie, Trauma Entertainment, 44-year-old independent movie studio, is going to be producing our version of The Tempest by William Shakespeare. The Tempest is a movie that Shakespeare, it's his last attributed movie, and it's about an old guy, and it's got monsters and lots of dreams and kind of druggy and perfect for Llyod Kaufman. So Llyod Kaufman's going to direct. I heard he's really good, and the title is called The Shakespeare's Storm, which is our version of The Tempest. And if you want to be in it or work on it, Tempest email The Tempest at trauma.com. The Tempest at trauma.com. But it's low pay or no pay.
Pay is fine as long as they're with Trauma, right?
Well, thank you. That's really nice of you. And our fans really are the only reason we're still alive. It's our fans, because it's a very hard world for independent movie studios. There are none left. Trauma's about the last one. You know, the ones that are left, they're one or two big ones, but they work with the majors. You know, they've got the advantage of, so they're maybe okay for the time being.
If only there was this place where there were movies and even video games and, people who could actually help me decide.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Can we talk in just a bit? Okay. Anyhow, I wish there was a place like that.
Everybody knows what Jumbo Video is. We rent movies, video games, sell movies and video games, both new and used.
And why would people come here as opposed to, for example, just watching it on TV at home?
Well, a lot of times it's experience coming here. You grab a bag of popcorn, you walk around, you browse the movies. You have both customers and fellow customers and employees at the store who are able to help you, talk to you about movies, what kind of movies you want to see.
And you can rent video games, so if I buy a new system and I just want to try something out, you've got that.
Yeah. We do rentals for all the old generation systems, so the Xbox 360, PS3. We have a couple Wii titles left, although that's starting its way out with the Wii U and the new Nintendo console possibly coming out next year. We do Xbox One rentals, PlayStation 4 rentals, so all the latest games that have come out, you'll be able to rent.
And you also sell used ones.
Yeah, we offer tons of previously played games, everything from the latest releases. It's actually somewhat surprising sometimes when the game is launched. Within 2 weeks of it being out, somebody will have traded it in. So I like to tell our customers that, hey, if you're looking to get the latest game, just wait a week or two, because instead of buying at a new price, especially since the price of games these days has gone up so much, you can save yourself $10 to $15 if you just wait a week or two and still get that same brand new game because somebody trades it in. It's sort of remarkable in that way that it's that fast of a turnaround on some of the games.
So I'm a nerd, and I know that you have all these fantastic pop culture things. What else do you sell here?
Well, obviously the fact that there are other alternatives to renting, we've made some changes, and some of those changes are bringing in pop culture items. We sell hats, we sell pop figurines, we sell wallets, we sell socks, we sell scarves. Figurines too. We sell anything that's really pop culture related, and especially that's related to merchandise we already have in the store. So like video games, if you're looking for video game wallets or socks, like we got Mario socks. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, we've got it. Anything that's related to movies, pop figurines that are related to movies. We have backpacks. We got Star Wars backpacks, Harley Quinn backpacks. We have jewelry. We actually have some Wonder Woman bracelets for cosplaying. We recently just brought in gloves and scarves. So those are some other things that we offer. And again, it's all related to what we already have in the store.
Speaking of cosplay, you've also done some of the cons. You've been at the cons here in London.
Yeah, we actually did our first Comic-Con. It was London Comic-Con this past September from the 25th to 27th at the Western Fair. It was our first year sponsoring that. We did the Film Fan Zone. We really enjoyed our time there, and I actually got to cosplay a little bit myself as well, so it was fun.
And what did you cosplay as?
Me and my family did Bioshock Splicers. Me and my girlfriend were Bioshock Splicers. We had our daughter be a little sister and another one be a teddy bear.
And one thing I love about Jumbo Video, you walk in and you smell that popcorn.
It's like one of our staples, right? Everybody, you think of Jumbo Video and you think of that popcorn. You got that bag of popcorn, you walk around, see the movies. That's the experience that we have here, and that's why we have people coming back. Our nonstop program is something that we offer. For $9.99 a month, you're able to rent all of our all-time favorite movies. That includes our Top 100 section, which is our more current new releases. After 6 months of a new release being on the wall, it gets placed into the Top 100. And on top of that, we also have our TV series, family movies, action, drama, all those all-time classics that you've enjoyed watching over the years. We still have available for rent in this program.
We're run by a family. My son works here and my wife works here, so we are a family store. We have a lot of people come in that are families. They see this family environment and they really like it.
What is it that families enjoy about coming here as opposed to, let's say, going to a theater for the night?
Well, I think families enjoy coming here because it's a shopping experience for the family. It's a night out. They can really enjoy themselves, come in, look around through the movies, grab a free bag of popcorn, and the whole family can come in here and enjoy the experience. I think it's an experience for them. I think they really enjoy coming in and looking at all these movies.
And your clientele consists of all different people then, not just families?
No, I think we have a pretty broad section. Believe it or not, we have an older section too. A lot of the people, 50 and over, they still really love movies, and we have a lot of collectors that come in too, because of course we sell a lot of movies here too. So we have the young group that come in, but more and more I'm starting to see even the older group starting to come in and really utilize the library. But no, we have a pretty good cross section of everybody. So they come in and it's a real entertainment experience. I think it's like going to the show a bit. You go to the show, why don't they just stay home? They like to go to the show. It's a night out. So they come here, they have a night out, they have an experience. I really believe it's a wonderful shopping experience for them.
At Rogers TV, we're very interested in third-party content. So people out there, content creators that are making their own stuff, we want to give you another opportunity to share it with a different audience. Our cable footprint is a different audience than what's online. So if people are out there creating their own content, whether that be podcasts, whether it be documentaries, whether it be short-form content, we're interested in having it on our channel. The process to do that is head to rogerstv.com, make sure you select London or one of the regions within our London area, our footprint, and then just fill out the details. So we're going to ask you about, what's your program called, what's the description, all of those things. And once you go through that, as well as the waiver confirming the copyrights are associated with you, then you can upload your video, we'll review it, and go from there. So I think it's a great opportunity for third parties, for people that are creating their own content. Just give you another place for it to air. Depending on what the show is, there may be the opportunity for our staff to work with you to create that show. So there are still those opportunities that exist within it, willing that it fits, kind of what we're looking to do with the channel. And then the other side of it is we'll train you. So if you come in and you say, I've got this great show idea, but I'm not technically sound, we'll sit down with you. We'll show you how to use a camera. We'll show you how to do interviews. We'll show you how to edit, and we'll help you create your own show from there. So we have what we call a Mojo kit. So it's a cell phone kit, gives you a bit of a stabilizer and gives you some of the microphones to go along with that. That equipment we would loan to third-party producers. keeping in mind that that content has to come back to us to land on the channel, right? So that's the only caveat with that equipment, is that if you are using that gear to shoot, we need it to air on our channel in order for us to obviously get something out of loaning the gear out to you. If you're looking at taking out some of our bigger equipment, our E&G cameras, we do require you to sign up as a volunteer so that there are the insurance and the waivers that go along with it so that we are protected with our gear and you're protected as well. The last thing we want to see is someone take out that equipment, damage it, break it, and then, you know, something coming from that. So third-party shows that are created by an independent producer, we just look to get the rights to air it on our channel, not anything to do with owning copyright. So the copyrights still stay with the producer of those things, as well as any shows, access shows that are done using our equipment, but that are done by you or your ideas, they stay with you. The copyright stays with you as well. The content is yours. Our mandate is local. So if it's a local show about a local issue, then, you know, it's going to go to the top of the list, right? So that's always been the Rogers TV mandate. That is, you know, our CRTC regulations are we should be local and serving this community. So again, I think number one is you're local. It's heading up the right avenue to get it on the channel.
Thanks for watching. See you next time on FANatics.
There's people just making out over there. Get a room. Oh God, I'm trying to film here.
I'm so glad I was rolling for that.
I mean, like, come on.
And I got to interview Tammy, who is amazing.
Television program, which is so awesome and teaches us how to use all this fancy buttons. Which I clearly need to learn. Let's go. I'd like to learn more, so let's go into doctor. Oh, I made you a doctor. Oh.
All right, done.